Hello guys, welcome to Yofi Saputra channel. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, as we know that most of Muslims all around the world now are fasting because it is Ramadan. And I guess also in Japan, most of people, I think some Muslims there also celebrating it during this Ramadan.
Yep.
Today, I have a special guest far away from Japan, and maybe she is not celebrating Ramadan or fasting, but she has a good interest about Ramadan itself, and maybe she would like to share anything about Ramadan in Japan and also her experience during her times in New Zealand. So now, let me introduce you. Please welcome Mana. Yay!
Thank you. Hi, I'm Mana. Nice to meet you guys.
So could you please introduce yourself before we moving on to our topic today?
Yep. I'm Mana Nagayoshi. I'm from Japan, Hiroshima, Japan. And I'm just came back from New Zealand in March. And now I'm trying to be a teacher of ballet and gymnastics.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
So today, maybe the topic is not related to you because you don't celebrate Ramadan itself. But why do you have any interest to discuss this topic with me?
Because I met the Muslim people in New Zealand, and I hadn't met any Muslim people when I was in Japan, and I got some friends Muslims, like Saudi Arabian and also Indonesian. So I'm really interested in Muslims in Ramadan as well.
Yeah. So hopefully, what we make today, it will be something good to share. Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. So without taking a long time, so can we start from the first point, Mana?
Yep.
Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
let's get started. Even you don't celebrate it, or maybe if you don't do any fasting for yourself, maybe based on your belief. So, do you know anything about Ramadan, Mana?
Yep. As I researched, the Ramadan is the month of number 9 in Muslim calendar. And also it's the most holy month in a year for Muslim.
Oh.
And yeah, and also for 1 month, you guys don't eat anything during daytime. And also, I surprised you guys behave like without greed and don't lie and don't say rumor and don't fight. I think it's a good one.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So, Ramadan is actually a holy month for us, especially for a Muslim, because here we try to hold anything, so we cannot eat and drink for some certain times, especially from what should I say, from dawn to sunset. Yeah. And then we also like doing something good that it is that can improve our belief to God. Yeah, most of people maybe like do like some praying and then go to the mosque and Quran reciting. That's all about Ramadan. So I think both in Indonesia and in Japan also do the same thing.
Yeah.
So what about the situation in your city, in your hometown? Is there any Muslim there?
Unfortunately, I haven't met any Muslims in Hiroshima. And also, I'm not really sure where is the mosque in Hiroshima, but just I know the most biggest the mosque in Tokyo. Yeah.
Oh, what mosque is it?
Like a Tokyo. I forgot the name, but it's the biggest one. And now the over 100 mosques in Japan, so quite a lot. Yeah.
It means that Muslims are developing there.
Yes, definitely. I have seen the article. Yeah.
It's nice to hear that.
Yeah.
As we said before, that one of the obligations that during Ramadan that Muslim must do is fasting. So now let's try to discuss about it in any point of view. So according to you, is fasting something good to do? Because we are not allowed to eat from dawn to the sunset for 30 days. And I think it's something crazy. Yeah,
Yeah, becoming starving.
yeah. Or maybe you ever tried to do fasting before, Mana?
uh, Honestly, not yet.
Yes.
But I want to try one day.
Oh yeah. What makes you want
Yeah.
to do fasting?
Why do you want to do the fasting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanna know about your reason. That why do you wanna do fasting in the future later?
Uh, yeah, because I believe fasting is very good for health
Mhm.
because during fasting we can rest our stomach, so our body can release our like a toxin from my like a gut. Yeah, and also I can rest over the environment gut, so it makes blood clean and also raise our immune system. So it's really important for me, I think.
Yeah. It means that you talk about fasting in case of the relation in your related to the health situation.
Yeah,
That's nice.
I have heard that some people try to fasting because of that.
Yeah, most of people say that Ramadan is good to our health because it is not only about we are not eating and drinking for some certain times, but it also make ourselves healthy.
Mm.
And I guess for those who wants to do diet, they just do fasting.
Yeah,
Yeah, like me,
it's good to way.
I have that the big body like me.
But it's so like a cute.
Oh, thank you. So before we move on to the next question, I think I would like to ask some vocabularies related to fasting, maybe in Japan. Maybe you ever heard about this kind of vocabularies. And I want to make sure if it is correct or incorrect. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one, the word that I've got fasting in Japanese is danjiki. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly.
So what does danjiki means?
Danjiki means like literally, like don't eat anything.
Don't
Yeah, yeah, don't eat.
don't eat.
Yeah.
So for those who want to know the Japanese word of fasting, it must be danjiki.
Danjiki, yeah,
Danjiki. Okay, I have a good pronunciation.
yeah, yes, really good pronunciation. Yeah.
Yeah, because I like learn Japanese for a long time.
Oh, cool.
And then next, we move on to the breakfasting. Breakfasting means to stop the fasting. Yeah,
Great.
in Japanese, it is called as danjiki ake. Is that correct?
Like after Danjiki,
Yeah,
right?
after danjiki.
Yeah, Danjiki Ake, yeah.
Danjiki ake. Oh,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
Danjiki Ake is kind of like after Danjiki, yeah.
Hmm. So danjiki ake means people are allowed to eat and drink.
Danjiki Ake, yeah. It relates to the meaning, I think.
Okay, that's nice. Yeah, because I just got some vocabularies from the internet, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, Danjiki Ake is like more like kind of formal and like a written one, I think. Yeah.
Okay, that's nice. And next we have another vocabularies. It is called yashoku. What does yashoku means?
Yashoku means, in my opinion, Yashoku is like after like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, after dinner, kind of. Yeah.
It's a dinner.
After dinner, and then still we, if I still hungry, I eat something like around 9 or 10.
Okay.
It's kind of yashoku.
Yashoku.
Yeah, it depends on the person. Some person eats like a yashoku around 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, that's why we call it as yashoku. Because before we start fasting, we have to eat some food first.
Oh, okay.
This is what we call yashoku.
Yashoku. Like it's like sahur.
Yeah, sahur. Oh, how do you?
Okay. I searched it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. And after sunset, the dinner name is iftar, right?
Yeah, iftar.
Iftar, yeah.
Danjiki ake, the similar one.
Danjiki ake. Okay.
That's nice, between iftar and also sahur.
Sahur, yeah.
Yeah, because sahur is also a Arabic word.
Okay. Arabic.
Yeah, Arabic word. So that's why in Indonesia we know it as
Yeah.
sahur too.
I see. So like Arabic, like Ramadan's, like some name, and the Indonesian ones are different,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
But most of the language may be related to the Muslims or maybe Islam. So most of the words are derived from Arabic.
Okay. I
Yeah.
get it.
Okay. Next, I still have some words. So have you ever heard about inori?
Inori, yes, pray.
Yeah, inori means
Yeah.
pray.
Pray. Yeah. Inori is the noun. So inoru is the verb.
And then next we have reihai. What is reihai?
I think leihai also inori,
Okay.
but sounds like more formal.
But reihai maybe in Indonesia we know it as solat.
Solat.
Yeah, solat. Because it is also part of Muslims' obligation. Yeah,
Yeah. True. Like if I hear like Reihai, I imagine more of like a Muslim side.
yeah,
Reihai, like in the mosque. Yeah.
yeah. So when they listen to azan, they go to the mosque.
Okay.
It is 5 times for each day.
Yeah, because one of my Saudi Arabian friend also he did 5 times in a day. Yeah, when I was in New Zealand.
Yeah, that's nice. So the last vocabulary that I have is Iduru Fitri Matsuri.
Matsuri, just Matsuri.
Iduru Fitri. Do you know Idul Fitri?
Sorry, not sure.
Oh, you're not sure because that's what I've got. Idul Fitri.
Okay, Idul Fitri.
Yeah, Idul Fitri. So maybe later you can Google it. But here,
Okay, yeah.
Idul Fitri is kind of a celebration after Ramadan, after 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so Idul Fitri, every people can visit from a house to another house. Yeah, and then they have some like like cookies and then drinks, and then they want to talk to each other, so they just visit from one house to another house.
It's kind of like a festival.
Yeah, the festival.
Yeah.
That's why it is called as Matsuri.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, later make sure that you have to Google about Idul Fitri.
Idul Fitri.
Yeah.
Okay. I do it. Yeah.
Good. As long as you didn't see any Muslims in Japan, at least you know their habits, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So can you tell me please about some habits of Muslims in Japan while fasting during Ramadan? Maybe about the foods and then about their activities or something else like that. Can you please tell me, Mana?
Okay. I think the activity is almost same as the other countries Muslims. Like the first breakfast, like a first breakfast one. Safu, like safu or iftar, like they eat some like beans, like the beans and some like drink the milk first, and it's kind of like food things are the same. And I think that also habits like they don't behave like a as a greed or some like a don't say rumor, any kind of like those are same. And the working hours in Japan is quite long time, but some some companies have like a understand for them, so they let the Muslim go earlier to do the Ramadan properly. So I think that in Japan, some Muslims can do the almost same habits as other country, I think.
Okay. So it looks like similar with other countries during Ramadan.
I think so, yeah.
So what about the foods? Maybe is there any special foods during Ramadan that served in Japan? Do you know what kind of food is it?
Like you guys eat some I'm not really sure the English name of the beans, but you guys eat the what's the name of the beans?
Do you
You
mean
guys
dates?
yes, that one. Yeah,
The brown one, the brown.
brown one. Yeah, that
Ah,
one. Same as the English. Yeah, dates. Yeah.
yeah, dates. So what about another food? Because yeah, dates is the most thing that Muslim eat when they are iftar.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe Japanese have another foods that people can have during iftar.
I think as I just researched the food as I think the same. Like you guys eat that one and also some like the small bread or something you guys eat.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, that one. And
mm,
also you guys drink a milk as well as a drink. Yeah, because you you guys are really starving like after the daytime, so at first you guys have to drink some like a really soft for your guts,
yeah.
right? And then eat the beans and bread, like a really light things, not that too like a rich taste food, I mean.
Yeah, because most of us, when we have iftar, of course, we drink a lot of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know how it feels. We cannot drink and eat for maybe around 14 hours in Indonesia.
Okay. No water
Yeah, no
at all.
water and also no foods.
Really? Oh my gosh. If I imagine, like, you guys are tropical island, so yeah, how hard.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because at this time the Ramadan is like April to May, so kind of during the spring in Japan. So I think it's not really hard for us, I think.
Yeah, because Ramadan every year is 10 days faster.
Uh,
Yeah, so someday, maybe later on, I think in 2030, Ramadan could be happen twice in a year.
really?
In
Wow,
2030.
it's a tough time.
Yeah, it's very tough for us.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
it could be.
Every year is 10 days earlier.
Yeah, it could be a big challenge for us later.
Yeah.
Or maybe you can share another things that related to mm, Muslims or Islam in Japan. As you said before, that there is a big mosque in Tokyo, or maybe what else? Or maybe in another place in Japan also have another mosque.
Uh, I think that fortunately my hometown doesn't really have the mosque because I haven't seen any mosque here. So I think that around 2013, just the mosque is like 83 to 5 mosques in Japan, but now over 100. So yeah, lots of increasing. And also like I have seen the article, our prime minister during Ramadan in Japan, he organized some like a party for the Muslims, and then he invited the prime minister's official house, and they kind of offered some like a the food during Ramadan to them. I
Oh,
didn't know that. Yeah,
that's nice.
right. Yeah, the previous prime minister. So he has the understand of Muslim, I think.
Yeah, as you told me before that you've ever been in New Zealand before, right?
Yep.
Okay, so it means that you also met some friends that also celebrate Ramadan or fasting there, isn't it?
Yep,
Okay,
I
that's
did.
nice. So could you please tell me what's the difference that Muslims do during Ramadan between in Japan and also in New Zealand? Did you see any differences before?
Because as I said before earlier, I haven't met any Muslims in Japan, so I'm not really sure the situation in Japan well. But I think that in New Zealand, the Muslims in New Zealand are quite they do very serious, and they can like organize their like a Ramadan routine properly in New Zealand because they like they eat some like the food during the Ramadan, and also like New Zealand, like working hours are not very strict, like the same as the Japan. So yeah, like as I said before, they can organize like their like the routine the well. So I think like they do the Ramadans like anything Ramadan things like the same as like other Muslim country, almost the similar, I think.
But as I know that New Zealand also is not a Muslim country.
Yeah, like kind of quite lots of like Muslims living in New Zealand, I think, and also lots of other countries students, like the Muslim student there. So and even the city center, like they have the mosque, so they can go to the mosque to pray easily. Like even like during your we hang out. So I think that New Zealand is a multinational country. So I think it's very good for them.
Finally, we move on to the last question now.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is. I just want to ask about your opinion because Muslims is kind of minority in Japan, not the majority, right?
Yeah. Right.
So how do you see the diversity in Japan itself? Like many ethnics and religions live together with you. Yeah, as we know that Muslims is also just a little piece of Japan itself. How do you see the difference in Japan itself?
I think the major religion in Japan is Buddhism, and also the Buddhism is not very strict, the same as other country. So like we don't really believe the religion a lot now in Japan. So and also as you said, the Muslims in Japan is a very minority. So but still it's like it's developing. So at the moment, but it's just not yet. I believe that after COVID, like this pandemic, I think the more the other country people will come to Japan. So I believe that Japan will be the more diversity country in the future.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, because if you learn about Indonesia, we have more than 100 ethnic group here. Yeah, have you ever visited Indonesia before?
No, no yet, but I really want to visit there.
You are so unlucky then.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's why many people wanna live or visit Indonesia because so many cultures that they can learn here. Yeah, as I told you before, that my city are dominated by Chinese, maybe around 65%. Yeah, it means that most of the foods and then some places are influenced by Chinese culture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of like similar to New Zealand a little bit.
oh,
Now
really?
lots of Chinese, immigrants to New Zealand. So I can see lots of Chinese restaurant and shop in New Zealand.
I think so. It looks like similar. Yeah. So my city itself, Singkawang, is well known as Indonesian Chinatown. Yeah.
Yeah. You sent a photo for me before.
Right?
Yeah, but it's really, really beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, that's why because even I am Malay, yeah, but I'm so proud to live here because we have so many cultures. We live all together in a city here.
It's really good for like raising your perspective.
Yeah.
And like you can broaden your like world or your soul more.
Yeah, that's right.
I have found just one Indonesian restaurant near my house. So yeah, next time I will try it.
Okay, good. But have you ever tried Indonesian food before?
I think I have tried, but not the Indonesian restaurant, like I think in the Indian restaurant, also they offer some Indonesian restaurant sometimes, and also I think in Vietnamese restaurants, like gapao rice is Indonesian cuisine, right?
Sorry, kapau rice.
Gapao rice? No, gapao rice. Nasi goreng. Sorry, nasi goreng.
Nasi goreng.
Nasi goreng. Yeah, sorry, I messed up.
Nasi goreng is so famous.
Yeah, nasi goreng. Yeah. Nasi goreng. I love it. Yeah, but I have tried that in Vietnamese restaurant. They offer the nasi goreng.
Do you have anything to say or ask before we end up this video?
I'm curious about the Indonesia. So, like, is there any like really like a recommended place in Indonesia to Japanese?
Actually, there are so many good places in Indonesia, especially also my hometown that I told you before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, but I'm sure that you also know Bali, right? Bali.
Yeah. That's the most popular place.
Yeah.
Sightseeing place. Yeah.
Because as I know that many Japanese live in Bali,
Ah.
and they get married with Balinese men.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's why Bali is also a good place for Japanese.
Like there are lots of like a kind of infrastructures, like shops and restaurants.
I
kind
think,
of like this.
Yeah, that's right. But actually, Bali is famous because they have so many beaches.
See, I must go there.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
I can learn lots of about the Ramadan this time.
I'm also happy that you can share your opinions and also your experience both in Japan and also in New Zealand, even you didn't celebrate it. That's nice because that hopefully you can try fasting too in the future.
Yes, I will try one day.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully in 30 days, okay?
Yep.
Okay, I'm waiting for it. Thank you, Mana. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Yeah, thank you, Yobi. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Thanks for coming to my YouTube channel because you are the second Japanese that joined on my YouTube channel.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
So I think that's all for today. And see you, Mana. Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you. Bye.
Bye.